The drama at the Constitutional Court in Cameroon is palpable. All eyes are on Yaoundé, where the Constitutional Court is ruling on the candidacies of those vying for presidency for the October 12 presidential elections, including those that were rejected by Elections Cameroon Elecam. The number of files are 35 in total. Now, when the hearing started, the court banned the media from streaming the hearing, which many have said is a gross violation of freedom of the press. Also, when the ruling started, because it's taking place at a Congress Hall in Yaoundé, protesters were already waiting outside in anger. The question is why? Because they have been urging the court not to rule in favor of Elekam's decision, particularly with regards to the rejected candidacy of Professor Maurice Kamto. Kamto's file was rejected by Elekam over multiple candidacies. He and Dieudonné Yebga both filed their documents to run for post of president under the Manidem political party. Let me come back to that shortly. But first, so far the Constitutional Council has not overturned any Elekam's decision. That means that the cases that were handled today, August 4th, 2025, all the decisions by Elekam were maintained. Let me break it down. The Constitutional Council has ruled on 5 cases so far. 2 appeals were thrown out. One from Leontele Onana, who challenged President Paul Biya's candidacy and wanted some council members suspended, and another from Vincent Sosten Fuda, who was contesting the rejection of his own candidacy. Now, the remaining cases, including one from Bertin Kisa, who is currently behind bars, weren't even admitted for review. The Constitutional Council has confirmed as well that Issa Tchiroma Bakari's candidacy is maintained. He is the national president of FSNC, and interestingly, a group claiming to be the party's provisional executive committee had tried to get his candidacy thrown out, but that request was rejected. It should be noted that his file was accepted by Elekam. His file has also been accepted at the Constitutional Council. So that is another case that was ruled on today, so making it a total of 6. But there was also an argument on the legality and neutrality of Clement Atangana, who is president of the Constitutional Court. The problem is that they are saying that he doesn't have the power to sit at the level of the Constitutional Council. So Leontele Onana's legal team argued that the president of the Constitutional Court, Clement Atangana, shouldn't be part of the case in the first place. Why? Because he attended a meeting last October where a group publicly supported President Paul Biya's candidacy, something that according to them, according to Leontele Onana, raises serious questions about the neutrality of the president of the Constitutional Court. They pointed out that the complaint about this incident was already filed by another party and is still being reviewed by the Court of Appeal in Cameroon. So their main point was, if a judge is under any kind of investigation, he's supposed to step aside until that case is resolved, right? So they basically said, Mr. President, you are meant to be the neutral referee here, but how can you be if you are involved in something that's still under legal review? So they made it clear that they didn't expect him to even show up today for the hearing. In other words, how can you be objective when you are calling for President Paul Biya to stand as candidate? Now, on the most high-profile appeal, the most high-profile case, which is the candidacy of Professor Maurice Kamto, his lawyers insist that Elections Cameroon was wrong to reject his file. In his own words in court today, Professor Kamto said, let me quote him, "Our file is complete. Only the issue of multiple candidacies was raised by Elekam. I count on you to make a fair decision in line with the law and the interest of the Republic and not merely for the sake of form." Kamto filed under Manidem, like I said earlier, alongside Dieudonné Yebga. But Anicet Ekane, president of Manidem, says Mr. Yebga is not a member of Manidem and that he was dismissed since 2018. But Dieudonné Yebga, on his part is insisting that Anicet Ekane is actually not a member of Manidem as well, arguing that official membership requires approval from the party's National Coordination Council. He accused Ekane of teaming up with his friends, Ekane's friends at the Ministry of Territorial Administration, to unlawfully push him out of the party. But now, Yebga says that the truth is catching up with Ekane. But the most unexpected scenario is that the Ministry of Territorial Administration, Mr. Paul Atanganji, sent a letter that was read in court today stating that Anicet Ekane has stopped being a member of Manidem since 2021. That's just a lot to take in. Now, the issue between Anicet Ekane and Yebga is very complicated, as we can already see, with accusations upon counter accusations. This one saying you are not a member of the party, the other saying that you are not a member. So the question is, does Professor Maurice Kamto deserve all of this? I will say no. My answer is no. When he approached Manidem to file for him as candidate for the presidential election this year, was Anicet Ekane actually honest about these internal squabbles within Manidem? Even today, the opposing camp, the camp of Joe Yebga, was even asking Kamto for his membership card as a member of Manidem, that he should prove that he's a member of Manidem by showing his membership card. So something doesn't add up here. I have a lot to talk about this matter, but I will not speak about it for now. Maybe after tomorrow's ruling, because there's a lot that I have on my mind. I have a lot of strong opinions about this, but I won't talk about it now. Let's wait for the case to be decided on. As the Constitutional Council says that the ruling will take place tomorrow at 3 p.m. Cameroon time. Tomorrow is August 5th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Cameroon time. So we are waiting to see what the court will say. The question also is a candidacy supposed to be rejected because of multiple candidacies? What provision of the laws in Cameroon says that? What about the CPDM with multiple candidacies as well? The debate is far from ending, right? But just a lot to take in, a lot to talk about, a lot happening. We are covering this minute by minute, and I can see that here on TikTok and on YouTube, most of our followers are not really getting real-time updates. We're also covering it on our Facebook page, Mimi Mefo Info. You can join us every minute, every second. We are giving updates. So I thought I should do a video to really explain what has been happening. I'll come back tomorrow with an update. Please share, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk with Mimi Mefo, because on there we get to receive the presidential candidates and those who matter, the voices, reactions, discussions, debates, and so on and so forth. So the platform is YouTube Talk with Mimi Mefo. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Thank you so much, and goodbye.